one.
All right. And this is episode 20. Oh my God. Ultraviolet Grasslands.
We're very
Uh,
old in dog years.
I know. Geez, almost there. Anything you particularly remember or like from last session? Remember we had, oh yeah, the creepy guy.
He's not creepy. He's on the path.
Yeah, Secret Nebadar. Definitely on the path.
It's possible that he's an assassin or something like that, but that's not creepy at all.
I don't remember creepy guy. What did creepy guy do?
And he took a spell out of my
Oh, that
mind,
guy,
and
yeah.
now I can't. And now I
Okay.
can't cast it anymore.
But remember, he asked politely and didn't do it until you made agreement.
Mhm.
Think that
And you
through.
did get a friggin' sweet
A freaking
gauntlet out of it.
amazing. Yeah, I got a really amazing like power glove thing that I can't take off.
It is now your hand.
That's commitment to work.
It's not my hand. It's just my skin. The skin on my hand.
Just below it.
Your hand still exists within the gauntlet somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Bones are there still for sure. Probably. Um,
So
got a
I
coconut.
leveled up,
Oh yeah.
and I've been trying to figure out what makes sense in the context of the things that I was studying. There is a trait under fighter called defender, which I believe does the thing that you were thinking about, where it adds the value of the trait to the defense, I believe.
Let's see. Defender, skilled physical defense, even if unarmored, gets a +3 armor bonus. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and my assumption is that as it leveled up, I would get a higher bonus to
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that because, at least in fictional terms, Aderon has a harder time finding teachers because the fighting style that Aderon is having to learn is my body is flexible and
Mhm.
can move and shape in different ways, and most people
There
just
are
don't
fewer of
have that.
those. Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and take that. And
Yeah, sorry.
go ahead.
You were also, I know I proposed a new skill for Bashika that was pending,
Right. That for the
my danger sense, to
Right,
give me
yeah.
a D6 on misfortune rolls.
Where was that? I think I wrote that down, right?
I have it under my traits and skills under
Oh,
Bashika
fantastic.
right now. Just as pending. Well, I didn't write the. I didn't put the. I'll put the description in the.
Yeah, danger sense. I have that in my notes. Yeah, danger sense for Bashika. Also, I could not find the place where I thought it said that you can't use hero dice on crit fails and whatnot. So until I can prove myself otherwise, forget it. Forget I said that. And bump up your hero dice if you have not. There we go.
Yep.
There's our,
That is back.
get it out of the way early.
So hold on a second. How do we know that you're the same mark that was previously on the list?
I don't even know that. What's the last thing you heard me say?
Nothing. I was telling you that we'd left my skill pending, and you said, "Oh yeah, let me think about it." And that was.
Yep. Yeah, I was looking for it in my notes. I found it. Looks
We
good.
thought you were taking your sweet time thinking about it.
Nope. And I also went looking for the you can't use hero dice on crit fails, and I could not find that anywhere. I don't know where I came up with that. So unless I prove myself otherwise.
You're just making shit up.
I would like to vote for that though, because I think that's a really interesting twist.
How do y'all feel?
Honestly, torn.
I've been playing the Carved from Brindlewood games so much, and I mean it's kind of like it's kind of like the crowns or the masks thing where you can totally redo it, but you've got a very limited number of times you can do that. And I know Hero Dice reset, but
speaking of which,
I have a different variation of the rule.
Yeah.
and there are two different ways this could play out. One is if you spend a hero die and you roll a 1, you lose the hero die. The other version is if you spend a hero die on a crit, you lose a hero die.
Oh, like permanent, like?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
But I think the better one is if you roll a 1 when you spend it. So there's only a small chance that you lose it permanently. I don't know.
Interesting.
Anyway.
I don't know. I kind of like the generic rule of, like, as we were playing before, I kind of like the way we were playing it beforehand, but
That's fine.
because if we get into a fight and we're like burning through our hero dice and
That's true.
we don't have any more hero dice to spend, well,
more fights. Got it.
Speaking of which, has everyone refreshed your hero dice and added 2 up to your level?
Nope.
Honestly, I'm torn. I flipped it away. Like I totally see Teal's take on it. I mean, it does, but I see the reason I flipped the other way as well is because we're all pretty good also about like if we get something bad, a lot of times we will roll with it.
Yeah.
So like the only time, like for example, the only time I've used it was when it was like that radiation gun would have blown up.
Gun.
I was like, well, yeah, okay, let's go ahead and undo that.
Yeah. Let's just
but if it was just something,
yeah, let's just keep it.
interesting
It's
and
also
less
the easiest
lethal.
way too. So, awesome. Let's see where we are. We are at we're in yellow month 3 plus a little bit. And we are at base camp in Lurid Pines still, right? Or
yes.
no, we're at the
no, actually we haven't gone back yet.
Yeah. We're at the behemoth shell doing our trading and right, we did a lot of shopping last time. That's right. It was good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shopping spree.
Cool. So yeah, it's a new week. Let's do our process for the new week. So would you like to hang out at the shell, go to the rat dungeon, go somewhere else? What are y'all feeling?
We were going to go back to the dungeon.
I think we're going good. Yeah, I think we said last week that we wanted to go back to the dungeon and actually, book around and see what we find, and hopefully that will be profit and not death.
Yeah,
that's why we kind of like. I know I armored up a little bit in anticipation of such things.
Cool. Yeah, your camp is unmolested at the Lurid Pines. How would you like to approach the situation?
I'm guessing we just go back in through the mole rats again, say hello, and continue that.
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah, we're friends with them. They let us. They'll let us, presumably. I mean, unless something's terrible has changed.
In the last couple of days now.
That is good.
Like I don't know. They're if the like killer hamsters have successfully staged a coup or something, but
yeah, I don't think that's very likely. Yeah, so you last time you went down there was the hallways, and the important things that you found were the side rooms with the cannibalized bodies of the hamsters, and the pit full of car zombies. Yeah, pit full of zombies watching in the TVs, basically.
Yep.
Let's maybe not go down there because I can't imagine that would be a good thing. But let's not go down into the pit. But let's see what else is around here.
Means they have no personalities.
They have no personality, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. So you have Ha, Ka, and Ba, body, soul, mind, and they're missing mind.
Yeah, they're missing.
Interesting.
Okay. Right, Ba.
They're missing Ba. Find the table again. It's so hard to remember.
It's Egyptian stuff. If you look at ancient Egyptian tradition stuff, this is part of their tradition.
Yeah, it's all. I only know the first part from that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I never was clear on the body part, the Ha. I could remember Ka and Ba, but
Yeah, so they have a body and they have a soul that drives them, but they don't have a personality. So they're pliable. Now there I go again. Do. Hey,
Incidental text.
there we go.
Hey, he's back again.
All righty. Yeah. They have a body, they have a soul that drives them, they have no personality, so they're easily manipulated.
Now, if only we had some snack food.
I'm guessing a being needs a mind to be my friend.
Yeah, probably.
That would be my guess.
I want to say that I heard that as bean, not being.
Friend of
That
being.
has so many implications.
Sure.
That could be a skill. You could learn the skill of zoospheric communication with beans.
Beans. Get the bean spirit there.
Yep.
Plants,
Zoosphere.
according to the book, plants do have hakaba, so yeah.
One thing I did mention in chat,
I didn't know that.
that I was kind of serious about was like before we left the market or whatever, could I buy an extra cart and animal to be my bean, my little mini bean farm?
Yeah, a little
like an experiment on crossbreeding and
like a little grow room drag along.
Yeah, that's my bean experimentation cart.
So I have a question then, Moden Fig. Would you like, between yourself and Adron and your beetle, for us to periodically do scavenging, whatever the area, to look for new bean strains for you?
That's not a half bad idea.
Interesting.
Yeah, get some Western beans to mix in with your Eastern.
Find some wild beans, some undiscovered beans. How much is like a cart and an animal of some kind?
Not super.
Oh, you had bought one though, because we now have a crab. Remember?
Oh yeah, you have a coconut crab.
Crab.
But I thought we bought that because we did want an extra cart.
I believe that's
supply.
That was the beast of burden that.
So I was going to buy another
they
one
were
just of my own for my bean purposes.
Yeah. Gotcha. Time. It's faster to look up the book or the PDF.
I don't know if maybe they had 2 crabs and we just bought 2, or if it's going to be a different kind of pack animal or whatever.
You can get another crab, sure, yeah. Yeah.
From the same litter.
Those are 70.
I have to think that one through.
So these wagons that we have are 200 each for a classic wagon.
Okay.
It'll be 270 altogether.
270 altogether. Okay. So
for a crab and a cart.
630 left. Okay.
Do you trick it out with anything special for the beans, or you're just kind of roughing it?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, could I? Oh, is there? I'm just totally making shit up here. Is there like maybe some kind of like a grow canopy I could put on that sort of filters different? Because I imagine through our travels we probably encounter different kinds of light and stuff. And to kind of so it like sort of filters the light, so it's only sort of optimal bean grow light. Crystalline canopy.
Well, and the grow people are agricultural experts, so they may actually have some pretty fine agricultural gear.
True. They're very, very good at it, like everything.
Exactly. I was going to say this might be the one thing that they really are good at.
It might actually be.
Yeah.
If you want if you want that cart to like just be like a mobile like hydroponics room with light and everything in it. Let's see. I think I saw something that would like
the hydroponic tinker.
Yes.
And do we need to add this under the caravan somewhere under beasts and vehicles, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Just another two-wheel cart.
Yeah, classic. Oh, it's just not a two. That's it's a wagon.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. The
Stability for your beans.
right.
Because otherwise
Oh.
you'd be carrying it around. It'd be a bad time.
Oh, right. Two-wheel cart. So yeah, mine would be I said classic wagon. He said.
Yeah, classic wagon, classic small wagon.
So should I like insert a line like after
Yeah, you
28?
can get a. Let me see if there's. Oh yeah, we can just throw more rows in here, so I can do boop two rows below. Fantastic, and then just got to join these up here. Do some spreadsheet magic. Merge
Spreadsheet magic.
horizontally. Cool. That should do it.
All right, so classic wagon. Should I notate anything like parentheses hydroponic or some shit?
Yeah, let's do the hydroponics on it.
And then another giant coconut crab.
Yeah, another giant coconut crab. Let's say it's like another 50 for like a full like a canopy with lights inside. And there's some kind of battery or whatever in there.
All right, let me take another 50, you said?
Yeah, another 50.
80, doing math. Sweet.
Nice. Mobile bean farm.
I have to say that this group has turned out to be so non-linear. And I love it. I have a question about friends.
Yeah.
So for those of us who don't have the friendship trait, which allows you to have multiple friends, you can still have one friend. Is this correct?
Yeah, you can put friends. They will count as I think they count as items technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can have as many friends as you can fit in your item slots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just that Heath gets free friends that don't cost slots.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is useful. So in the case of known NPCs, what does it mean to have them as a friend?
I think if they are friendly already, I think it's just better spending like saying we're going to be friends. Like unless there's something drastic that prevents that. And if you want to spend XP on them to level them up, that's friends.
Okay.
Then they basically become your character that you can order, that you more or less have control over. Whereas if they're just like NPCs.
Right.
NPCs that are friendly to your character, the GM is still running them. But if you put XP into them, they're yours.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there any way to establish bonds with NPCs then? Not specifically because I'm not trying to create player agency over the friend. I'm just trying to, because there are a couple of NPCs who I feel connected to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's just fiction. I don't think there's any mechanic to that. It's just like, yeah, you guys are friends. Yeah, I think the capital F friends only comes into play when you start spending XP on them and getting them skills and stuff.
Right.
But otherwise, like you're just good friends.
Okay.
Yellow month. Easy hot.
Ooh. Modan, friends don't have to be hominids.
That is true.
And in some cases, they might be equipment, the classic fantasy example being a sword with intelligence.
Yep.
Yes.
And there are lots of little golems and big golems rambling around that might make interesting friends. Or for instance, you could make friends of adding your hydroponics thing. Maybe you could acquire a friend who is a hydroponics gardener
Ooh.
I mean, I'm just coming up with ideas.
No,
But
I like it. Like some kind of maybe, yeah, like a little, some kind of little creature who maybe like lives in the cart,
yeah,
watching things, tending to things.
yeah. I would offer my toad, but I think it would just eat things.
Yeah, so I like it. I like the way you think.
So I have a question. If we're like back at Behemoth Shell while we're doing all our shopping and whatnot, um, how? And I know, I asked this like several sessions ago, and there was an answer, but I don't remember what it was. So I'm going to ask the question again. How does one acquire new spells?
You either find someone selling the spell items or find someone who knows the spell and learn it from them.
Got it.
You know,
Otherwise, I think it's just like
It's something that you can get when you level.
when you
It's
level up.
something you can take when you level up, and I've done that a couple of times, but I'm already at level 5, and it's going to be a while before I'm at level 6. I need
Yep.
like another 5,000 experience points.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'd like to get another. I would like to get another spell to replace the one that
sucked out your head.
Seeker like learned from me the hard way
Yep.
on my part.
Yeah, I was gonna say, from his part, it sounds like the easy one.
Yeah.
There are 5 ways from smart to stupid. 1, learn it from a wise master, as is tradition. No roll to learn the power needed. 2, purchase an original mint inbox power complete with instructions, expensive but easy to learn. 3, acquire a pre-loved power together with vague instructions from a power user. 4, find it on an adventure while looting burial goods, treasure hoard, hard to learn. And 5, by messing with a strange artifact or aberration beyond human ken. This may corrupt your essence.
Hmm. I think
That's,
everyone likes method 5.
That's because that's on the stupid end. I take it that they said.
Yeah.
Aderon has this strange attraction to risk.
You know, I just also had another idea because we're talking about the friends thing and all that. Pets count? Is friends sentient or like pets also friends?
Yeah, pets are a kind of friend. Yeah.
Well, why
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
just...
you have agency over the pet, so
Yeah.
you don't have to pay separately.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
well,
so there's a power 1. There's another power 1. The when Seeker took Orange Dream from my head, that was a power 1 spell.
Mm-hmm.
There's another power 1 spell also from the Sixfold Hexacenter folio that I would love to acquire, and that is Purple Memories, which also seems like it would fit. Also, that also sounds like it would fit Phaedrid's like oeuvre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Triggers. Yeah.
So so again, looking at the owning powers table on page 104 of the SDM book, and order 1 mint power is only 100 cash if you can find one.
You can find it, yeah.
The problem is primarily where we're at. If you're going to find any magic, it is going to be agriculture.
I mean, there is a lot. There is the Great Library, which ain't so great, but this is only a power 1 spell.
That's true. That's true. The power 1 spells are still pretty badass.
Actually, you know who might? I wonder. No, they probably don't have any magic though. I was going to say the mole rats, but I think they're pretty much tech, not magic.
6-1.
Okay, you might.
I think the best place to be that, I mean, the best known place would be at the Lesser Eye. But
yeah, I was hoping to get another spell before we went into the dungeon.
That would take at least a week of hanging out at the shell and maybe asking around, see if there's any other travelers that are appropriate. That worked out great last time, so
It did. It really did.
It worked out so well last time. Yeah.
Are you interested in doing that?
I am kind of interested in doing that if that's okay with the other players.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, I mean, that means we have another week to do stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just thinking, I don't know how this works with the caravan. I was thinking of maybe making the crab that's pulling my bean farm my pet as well.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm a man of the animals.
I mean, that's yeah.
Dr. Doolittle.
How do you like need to make another pet box thing?
Yeah, you'd have to do that on your sheet down there.
If I just do all
Or if you want to add stuff like at the bottom, like on line 140 and after, just or line one, just add more lines down there as much as you need.
yeah, I was gonna see about how copying and pasting this works. And then,
Throw that down here. Insert 12 rows below. Yeah, we do.
I did
Yeah.
that. Let's see, will this still auto-populate and shit? Oops, I did the wrong thing. Don't do that. I do that. No, it does not.
Got the right shape.
What's that?
It's got the right shape.
So we've got a week.
Cool. Yeah. So let's do our week at a destination process. Spend supplies. Who would like to roll a misfortune?
I could if I can use my new power.
Yeah, get it.
Give it its first run. See if it does any good. Bashika, guide the way.
Bashika, go.
Do you sense danger, Bashika? So I will roll an additional d6 then. Total of 10.
Total of 10.
I mean, I got an extra 2 out of that d6, so it wasn't useless.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, worst thing that happens is you catch a cold from the weather. Something in the air. So you're sniffling and sneezing for 5 days, but hanging out at the shell, that's not a big problem. I think people may be giving you a little bit of wide berth, though. Let me do our encounter roll then. Cool.
Wait, do any of the pet ones auto? Or are they all manual?
And you're doing this at the shell still, right?
Yes.
Squeaky tail.
Who is in the shell? Who is staying closest to the ground level?
I don't know.
I mean, Adiron often stays with the like with the wagons instead of staying in better confines, just because Adiron likes the sociability of the animals and stuff.
Yeah. So at some point during the week while that is happening, let me look that up there. Yeah, great. Yeah, there is just looking up this thing here. Great. The ground starts to give way a bit. You're not having a great time with the ground being solid around here, I guess. And this is probably like where the caravan is kind of tied up, I guess, where it's the beasts are like there's probably like a corral or something outside near the entrance where you can't take all the carts and stuff upstairs, right? Yeah, and so the ground begins to give in a little bit, and large claws come out of the ground, digging, and the nose of a giant armadillo armadillo pokes out.
Oh,
They are kind of undermining the area. Um, it seems like there are, as you kind of shift your attention to the earth, um, it seems like this is happening in many places around the outside of the shell. Um, at least a half dozen places. And when it like gets out and sort of snuffs around and sees you and sees the caravan, um, I don't know if armadillos growl, but it does make some sort of
right.
noise of aggression for sure. Um,
I'm trying to think. What is the protocol for armadillos?
are armadillos carnivorous? They're insectivores. Ooh, they're insectivores. Um, I think
Oh,
I think this one has smelled the crab and is looking for a snack while it's eating.
snack, right. Um, crap. Uh, hmm.
And there's only the one that has focused on you, but there are others around.
Right. So Aderon is going to try a trick. Again, lacking. Okay, we'll put my new skills to use, my new defensive skills. Aderon is going to shift shape again into a stocky snake, hoping that armadillos don't like snakes even if they're small.
Mm.
Probably smaller than it is.
Yeah, it's like between the size of a dog and a horse. It's no not like giant, but
Okay,
it's
So it's like the size of a pony.
yeah, like ponydillo. Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, so Aderon will shift in form of a snake and use some batline claws to have nice fangs.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I need to, but just I like doing that. And basically start swaying around, getting ready, like presenting myself as a threat.
Fantastic. Um, it is very aggressive. So let's see. Did you add your armor to your? Yeah, you did. Great.
Good, yes.
I'm gonna roll some dice.
Yep.
Here we go. Good thing you got that armor. It kind of like propels itself out of the ground at you, and I think it is taking on the role of the mongoose here, and it's starting to wrestle with your snake form. It's not doing any damage to you yet because you're moving in ways that it is not expecting a snake to move. I think it is seems a little bit I mean, not concerned. It's just frustrated that it can't get its claws into you.
Melody is paused. Oh,
Yeah, you're in combat. What would you like to do?
oh, there it is. We missed you.
We missed you there for a we
Oh.
missed you there for a minute. You kind of froze.
You are in combat. What would you like to do?
Um, so the first, well, no, I can't do that because that might not work. Uh, I don't have a lot of tricks. Ooh, okay. I will. Hmm, this seems dangerous. Combat. I guess this is practice before the dungeon, isn't it? What do I have? I am mostly. Oh, you know what? I will. I will make some sort of sound and draw the attention of my grotesque poisonous toad to come aid me.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that is right there with you, so it can help out.
Yeah, it's taken to riding on the crabs.
Nice. That's a level 2 toad.
Yep.
What would you like it to do?
Um, uh, Circle around to the side towards the back
Hmm.
and then make an attack.
Great. Are you going to attack as well?
Yes.
Great. Level 2 toad. I need a D10 plus 2 for the toad, and we're looking for a 13 or better.
Oh, a D10?
D20, sorry.
Oh, I was say. Okay. Plus 2. So 11.
Great. I think it is venomous. In what way is it venomous?
Um, let's see. These toads. So I think they're primarily defensively venomous,
Mhm.
so they're not tasty to eat.
Mhm.
Um,
Do they have contact poison?
I think, yeah, I think they have a very unpleasant contact poison that can also cause rashes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's like hopping at the back of the armadillo. The
Yeah.
armadillo literally has its plates there. So it's unable to penetrate that.
Yep.
What are you attacking with?
I am pretending to be a snake, so I'm attacking with my bat lion
And
claws.
melee is D20 plus strength plus skill.
Which is a D20.
Yeah, that's a straight up D20. And you're looking for
Yep.
13 again.
Yay!
15, fantastic. Roll your damage.
Okay, D4.
Where is all this taking place exactly?
This is kind of like in the corral area outside where the caravans hold up.
1.
One, better than nothing.
I got his attention.
Yeah, you got your claws up underneath its snout and gave it a
Yeah.
what for. Where do you think Modan and Faded are?
I don't think we're necessarily that far. Like we've probably got rooms that are not too far
Yeah.
from there. So maybe we hear the commotion.
Yeah.
I was wondering if, since now that I have a crabby friend, like, if he would act in defense of one of our caravan members.
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, I already
Because since he was my crab, I kind of figured I would unband him and let him.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, I forgot. I've got Chaz the pygmy llama. He'd be in the corral, and he'd be hopping mad at this.
Your coconut crab does have a painful pinch for 1d4 and likes blood. So would let's have a roll for that crab to come up on it. You didn't level it up, did you?
No, I didn't have any. I mean,
Okay, great. Then it's just a straight D20 then.
yeah, because last time I just leveled up Bashika and then a little bit extra on myself. D20, clack, 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 clack. 12.
12. Yeah, no, it again, like clamping at the tail, bouncing off the armor. Are you gonna have Chaz
Chaz, the pygmy lion, the pygmy llama is like really angry at this thing burrowing up out of the ground, disturbing his sleep.
Yeah.
And what do llamas do?
Spit.
Llamas spit. He's gonna try to spit in this. He's gonna try to spit in this armadillo's eye.
I love it. Great.
Maybe armadillo will at least get overwhelmed and run away or something.
And Chaz is skilled in spit.
That's right. That's a D20.
Oh, wow.
3 then.
I rolled an 18 plus 3 is a 21.
Yeah, I'm going to say the armadillo is blinded for this turn for sure. And it is like it has got back and like claws are not out of eyes. But yeah.
Does that mean it's easier for the other combatants to hit it since it can't see?
I mean it's also I think the other ones have not taken notice yet. They are focused on tearing apart someone else's caravan, probably some other trees nearby. Great. Yeah. And I think probably at this if Modan and Fader would want to show up. The armadillo will probably be blinded for long enough for y'all to get there. What's your move?
So the situation is there's one that's been attacking Aderon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said there's others as well?
Yeah, there's a half dozen others kind of like undermining that whole corral area.
Oh man. That's none of this is good.
Yeah. Somebody should really sound the alarm, but I was sort of busy. So I do have something I'm going to do since it's blinded.
Yeah.
I'm going to slip under it and hit it in the belly.
Nice.
Probably dangerous, but what the
heck. Go ahead and roll your combat.
Okay, hold on a second. 20.
Oh, D20, 20s explode.
That's right. Okay, roll again. Not bad.
Yeah.
But 30.
30, not bad at all. Yeah, go ahead. And so would you like to roll double damage or do you want to roll 2 dice for it?
Clarify the distinction here. I'm not following you.
So do you want to
roll 1 and double it, or roll 2 dice?
Gamble on an 8 or a 2, or go for a more median score for that?
I will take the risk of doubling it. We'll see what happens.
Nice.
4.
4. Remember,
I mean total, not.
Yeah. Remember that hero dice can be applied to any roll.
Oh, so I could push it up with the hero dice?
I pushed up with the hero dice, yeah.
And a hero dice is a D6, right?
It's a D6.
Oh, this is so much more fun. 3. Still, 5 doubled is 10.
5 doubled is 10, yeah. So tell me what that looks like when you're gouging its belly out.
So basically, it goes blind. Aderon sees the opportunity, slithers past the dangerous front claws, gets underneath the belly, sort of turns upside down, sort of, whatever upside down means, and basically just starts gnawing their way through the fleshy surface.
Nice.
And they manage to get into the internal organs. Aderon's gonna keep doing damage, but
awesome. Yeah. This doesn't even require a morale roll. It is not prepared for what's happening. Snakes don't behave this way. I think this was not a well thought out encroachment by these animals. Anyone traveling in this area is probably similarly equipped with some sort of defense. I think the rash of armadillo attacks falls back here and there, back into their burrows that they've been trying to expand into this area here. Well done.
I slide the radiation gun back in my secret pocket.
That's true. It's sort of, we don't want to pull that out in public.
No,
really.
Right. I was debating whether to try and use it or to grab. I was thinking about just grabbing one of the scavenger bolters off the caravan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Luckily, don't need to.
Great. Combat's great. It worked great. Sweet. Step 4 on the caravan is rest if you want to. If you do nothing else, you can restore life, recover a stat, remove a burden. Otherwise, destination actions. You want to look for a spell?
I wanted to look for a spell.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me a charisma with your advertising roll.
Charisma with advertising. Ooh, nice. And I am at +6, so this is going to be +8 on this roll. That is an 18.
18. Yeah. Let me find out where this guy's from. Interesting. So yeah, this guy is you ask around, I think the great folk aren't really much for magic themselves. It's beneath them. It's a different place there. Great. Let's take a look at the map here. Button place for that is yeah. Um, and they, you're are you asking for that spell specifically, or just asking for like a wizard?
I think I'm asking for a wizard, and then I will, try to negotiate for this particular spell because that's the one I'm looking for. But if they have something else,
Yeah, great.
might be willing to trade.
Yeah, and they point you in the direction of one of the caravans that was. I think this is after the armadillo incident, and it's one of the ones that was least affected. I think
Okay.
they had been. No, there's only a couple of them, and they'd been kind of like sleeping in tents with their caravan there, and handily fought off the armadillos. In fact, I think maybe one is getting cooked up as you approach. Um,
Easy.
the wizard in question is a tall guy, kind of like um, dark yellow, lime green skin, huge mane of copper hair, big beard, probably 6'4", and he is on a three-wheeled auto golem, or
That's cool.
he is like polishing and tuning his auto golem, and I think your expert wizardness, you can feel the aura on him. I think when you approach closer, he's got some like cool like not runes but like scars, but purposeful ones raised in different ways.
Got it.
And I think like as you approach, he doesn't stiffen up, but he stops what he's doing for a second, and is like, without turning around, looking at you, just says, who are you looking for?
Out of char out of character. Did I catch this guy's name
Not yet.
or
No.
okay? So Phaedra says, "Hello. I heard a rumor that I might be able to find a practitioner of the magical arts."
You got one. He turns around, like he dusts himself off. He's got uh, not brass knuckles, but like a series of rings that look like they could act as brass knuckles.
They would act as brass knuckles if he were to slug you.
Yeah, and like got a big beefy forearm. Puts out his hand and says, "Carlo."
Phaedrid, I extend my hand and shake and I think Phaedrid's got a pretty firm handshake. Although this looks like this guy's probably a lot stronger than I
Yeah,
am.
he might be a little bit stronger. But yeah, so he kind of like he continues there's like limestone dust everywhere, so he's like constantly kind of dusting himself. Like, so how can I help you?
I was I'm always on the lookout for other wizards with with whom who might be willing to trade arcana.
Anything in particular?
Um, well, the one spell I have been trying to track down is called players blinking on the name.
Violet something or other. Purple memories.
Purple memories.
Purple memories. Let me make a quick roll here.
It's on page 189 of the SDM guide of the Vastlands guidebook.
Purple memory.
And what for? You meet a lot of people out here on the road, and he's like working on his auto golem while he's talking. Some, I can't say I've always been the most responsible of the user of power, but there's a lot of folks worse. What about you?
Well, I'm primarily a businessman, but every once in a while one finds himself in a scrap where it would be less appropriate to say blast someone to smithereens and instead simply to befuddle them.
It's also pretty easy to befuddle someone that's you're not in a scrap with.
True. I like to consider myself a responsible user of the magical arts.
Phaedrid,
Phaedrid, Phaedrid Atani, originally of Orange.
you're dressed awful fancy for the Grasslands.
I like to keep up appearances. I do represent the God. Player is blanking on the name of my company.
Oneric.
Oneric. Yeah, it's something Onerix. Is that written down?
Onerix Unlimited.
Onerix, yes, I'm a representative of Onerix Unlimited, and I like to project confidence that my company knows what we're doing.
Well, I'm not much one for befuddling people's memories, I suppose. 300 sound good?
I
Almost never
300. 300. Yes, I think that is acceptable.
All right. He turns around and pulls one of the rings off, and you're like, ting, flicks it your way.
And Phaedrid deftly catches it out of the air.
Yeah.
And I give him 300 cash.
Nice.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Sure.
Does the hand respond somehow?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Are you intentionally doing something with the hand?
I am not intentionally doing something with the hand. I'm still getting used to the hand.
Are you putting the ring on the hand with the glove or your other hand?
I'm putting that on my other hand.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, he says, well, don't let me hear the name Phaedra misusing the stuff that I sent you, or don't let me hear that I'm connected with it anyway.
Fair enough. I assure you I will use this. I will only use this when I have to.
You headed west?
I am.
Gets pretty weird out there.
Yeah, that's what we've heard. Although that's maybe some profitable opportunities out there, which is what we're looking for.
I'm just looking for somewhere to settle down now, I think. It's been a hell of a year.
Oh? Dare I ask?
The Forest of Meat?
I've heard of the Forest of Meat. Never been there.
Can't recommend it. I hear they need some muscle back at the Sarai, so that's where we're headed.
Okay. Yes, we were there not long ago. Out of character. What was that character's name? Yes. Say hello to 123. Say hello to 123 difference for me.
Oh, you're taking sides?
Well, not necessarily, but we had some friends. We had some friendly dealings.
Oh. Hopefully, they can pay better then.
Phaedrid shrugs.
Well, if you're not heading back east, you don't need to worry about it, I suppose. Have a good one.
I mean, we'll probably head that way back. We'll probably head back eventually, but I can't say when. Pleasure doing business with you. Good luck.
Likewise. Cool. Easy spell.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm going to study this. I'm going to try to study this ring and learn to use it without requiring a focus.
Yeah, I think this is this is a type 2 power. This is original mint in box, complete with instructions, basically.
Okay.
Easy to learn. If you So you want to try to learn it without the ring?
I would like to try to learn it without. I would like to try to learn it from the ring.
Interesting. That might take more time.
That's okay. Well, I mean, I've got it now, so I could use it with the ring, but ultimately,
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to use it without.
Cool. Yeah.
So, do I need to follow the
Yeah.
do I need to follow the study rules or?
Yeah. I think that would be studying.
Okay.
You don't need to study to learn this power since it was expensive but easy to learn. So,
Okay.
Yeah. But if you want to learn it later,
Got it.
without the ring,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I will put that down on my character sheet as Ring of Power.
And it is of course purple.
Yep.
Uh,
Is the ring is the ring itself purple, or is it like a gold ring with a purple gem? Or
I think it's like a gray metal band with like these like strips of like what looks like gemstone, like elongated prisms of some sort of purple gem, amethyst or something.
okay, love it, love it.
What are Modan and Aderon doing this week then?
I figure if we're hanging out here, maybe I could try to get another rank in Pocket Master.
Yeah. Are we still trying to learn from, is it, and who was it there? Umberto.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Seems like the best way, I would think.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead and make your thought roll.
Thought +2. Okay. Big bucks, no whammies. 14 total.
14 total. That will get you a success. Yeah. What does Umberto teach you?
I think he also so at first he was like, showing me, I think, more, ways to use specialty pockets. And I think now he's showing me more like ways to use normal pockets, or not even pockets, just ways to store things in garments maybe where they're not supposed to be stored. Things, ways that you can conceal things under lapels or in the armpit, or
Nice.
just other methods of concealing small objects that don't require like a specifically tailored special pocket for it.
Yeah. And I think while he's teaching you this, he is kind of demonstrating things and showing you kind of. Have you ever watched what's that guy's name? There's a well-known pickpocket guy that does a lot of shows, and like he's very like conversational and deft, and he'll like showing like open up your suit, show you something in there, and then like he has your watch in his other hand over your shoulder.
Not David Blaine, are you?
No.
He just reminds me of that kind of guy.
His name is Apollo Robbins.
His name is Umberto.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got that kind of attitude and way about him, and I think you get the feeling that he has not always been a tailor.
He knows a little too much about
There's a little bit too much
concealing
about this part. Yeah.
Tailors would usually probably just know about sewing special pockets, not so much about lots of other stuff.
Cool. Yeah, you may need to seek another teacher for that last level, but
all right.
Cool. And what about Aderon?
So my first question is, can we regain life points for free, or is that in place of doing something else? I don't remember.
Since you were in combat, you
Oh,
can.
that's true. I can't regain life. Oh, I didn't lose any. This is just about leveling up.
Right.
Okay. My first question.
If you leveled up, bump your life to max, because we'll do like video game.
Oh, okay. I should go ahead and do that then. I'll do that in a moment. What is the name for personal items? I forget what they're called. The special ones that you can level up.
Yeah, signature items.
Yeah.
Signature items. That's what it is. Let me see if I can find that.
More ways to sink XP.
Yeah.
Pets, friends, yourself, items.
Okay, that did not work there. Where's the search here?
Hallmarks. That's what it is.
Hallmarks.
Oh,
Hallmarks. Page 31.
Page 31. Oh, okay. Thank you.
I thought it was signature
Like a
items
lot
as well.
easier.
Yeah, I must be thinking. Oh, signature items is from Starfolk.
Oh, is it? I don't remember. Huh.
Page. Oh, I see. Hallmarks. Any treasured possession can become a character's home frame. No, their level. Level 0 is living up cost experience as with any other character, but also has special. So can be a bonus to damage dice, defense dice, or add a trait, power, or complication.
Page 78.
And how? I'm trying to think about working on my teacup or my teacup. So
yeah,
and I'm trying to think. I really don't want to wait until I'm a good enough crafter to actually craft my whole own teacup because it's going to take a while.
right.
So I wanted to start the process somehow.
What kind of effects are you looking for to have on the teacup?
That's the thing. I'm not sure. So, okay. Is it possible that I could craft a teacup that would help me with noospheric stuff where I could
Absolutely, yes.
likely, yeah. So I'll work on that for a week and then I'll do some more studying to see what if anything makes sense.
Cool.
Well, actually, that's an idea. Just as a quick idea, is it possible that either by consuming different kinds of teas or whatever, I could boost my rolls when I'm trying to do things like sense gates and stuff like that?
Interesting. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. Well, we can figure out the details.
Yeah, I think I think I can find some fun stuff for that.
Okay, so I will make I guess that's actually, so I will, because that's actually expenditure of experience, which I will start working on expending experience on that. Let me think.
So you want to like have it like detect gates or detect the nature of gates or
I think I'd like the teacup to be able to take different tea blends and improve my noospheric rolls depending on the tea blend. Does that make any sense?
yeah, I think so.
Because I don't think, even though gates are the main thing Aderon is focused on at the moment, I just anticipate that there are different noospheric advantages that come from having used, like in the process of tea.
Yeah.
So I will start a new. So I'm actually going to work on a new skill just because I'm always working on new skills. And I guess so. I'm going to make this even more complicated. I'm not going to work on the skill right at the moment. I think maybe, or maybe I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to search around either with probably the Great Folk wouldn't do it, but I'm going to search around the caravans to see if there's anybody who knows anything about food magic or special foods, teas in particular, if there's anybody, but anybody of a magical nature who, like Aderon knows that there are magical teas and stuff because he's got some,
Right.
or he had bought some before. I don't know how much he has left, but if there's somebody, I don't know if there is maybe an herbalist or a
Yeah,
chef.
I think you can find someone traveling with an herbalist for sure.
Okay. And then if I can work out an agreement with them, maybe I can get them to start me down the path of training tea.
Yeah. Um, Interesting. Cool. Yeah. You find one. She's actually traveling alone.
Ooh.
And her name is Amaro the Red. She's kind of like wrapped in dull red, dark red scarves and robes and stuff, and has the sort of typical like bags of roots and leaves and all that stuff. Um, can you roll a charisma roll for me?
Sure. Okay. Charisma. That would be a straight D20. See what happens. Oh, not bad. 14.
14, yeah. Yeah, and so she basically goes from caravan to caravan. She doesn't like stay here, but every once in a while she'll like hitch a ride with another caravan, and they'll take her to the next place, and she'll do her business there. Um, and yeah, face mostly covered with the scars and stuff. Eyes are also kind of red. Um, Not just bloodshot, but like the irises are like
Right.
brighter scarlet. And she got kind of like a little croaky voice, I think. Um, yeah, she can definitely help you out, and seems really curious about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I haven't seen. I've been here and there, but I haven't seen anyone like you.
I apparently come from the past.
Don't we all?
That is so true. I had not thought of it that way. I should ponder.
How can I help?
I would like to begin to learn more about magical teas and related studies. And in respect of your wisdom, I can offer um, coin or service or something useful.
Of course. So mechanically, are you looking to learn from her?
Um, I need a teacher to start with the thing. So I guess my thought is that maybe she can give a not that I need a bonus, but she can give a bonus and an explanation for why I'm learning
Yeah,
like the first part of the thing.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead and make your thought roll.
Okay. Well, I'd like to arrange with her, like if there's something she wants in exchange, or like I'm willing to give coin. I wasn't
I
kidding.
think I think she's happy to hang out and chat for the first level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a problem then. Thought roll. So that's 17 plus 4, 21.
21. Great. Yeah. She hang on a second. Um yeah, you can take your first two levels from her. In fact, she is delighted to spend over the course of a couple of days, I think.
Okay.
She's plying her trade across the other caravans, to like have you come around and chat with her. Um, what's the like um the most interesting tea thing that she teaches you?
I think the most interesting thing she teaches me is that each ingredient has its own nature, and the challenge of tea is creating um, harmonious workings.
Excellent. Um, and I think it's you know, in the course of your teachings, you know, you spend not only the days, but sometimes, you know, going into campfire time, sitting around and practicing making tea over the campfire and talking about stuff. Um, she does like to talk a lot.
Okay.
She has, you know, kind of stories. It feels like she's kind of vague sometimes about her personal stuff. Um, and I think I think on the last night, you know, she's had you prepare some tea for her to like kind of show what you've learned. Uh, and as you're handing her the cup to kind of have her taste it and see, she like takes you by the like she goes past the cup and like takes you by the wrist, um, and says, "Can I ask you a personal question? And I hope this doesn't frighten you.
Absolutely.
Do you bleed?"
I don't think I bleed exactly the same way as normal beings, but I do leak.
Hmm.
Here.
um, and I think she says, "Well, I suppose you'll have to find someone else if you ever want to take this last step." And she pulls back like part of her sleeve, and she has a little metal fingernail ornament thing, and she
Mm.
uh, gives herself a slice near the wrist, and drips a few drops of blood into the tea, and hands it back to you.
Mm. So I drink carefully,
Yeah.
and
Um, what kind of noospheric effects are you looking to get primarily? What was it, the gate sense or?
well, I have the gate sense, and but what
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Aderon is trying to, so Aderon is fascinated by learning things,
Mm,
and the noosphere is just giant. So far, before Apate's dream, I was not able to get anywhere into that arena.
yep.
I mean, I thought about like trying to be like study wizardry too, but I was just like, no, that's wrong because Aderon's coming from like he was not created to be magical.
Mm,
So he's really fascinated by it. Or I keep saying he. Aderon is not necessarily he. Aderon is whatever Aderon is. So they're really fascinated by it, and they're primarily interested in things that are perceptual or observational,
mm,
possibly healing things. So it's not that Aderon just wants to learn gates. It's mostly Aderon wants to learn how to explore the noosphere
yeah.
and be more aware of it and stuff.
Can you make me an aura roll, please?
I can. Okay, just run through.
Two.
Oh, that didn't go well.
That's fine. No, it's progress. Um, I think when you take the tea, it's she's making strong eye contact. Um,
Yeah.
you can it sounds like her voice in your head, um,
Okay.
and it's it feels like she's about to give you like a little speech that she has given infrequently but still pretty often, or infrequently
Mhm.
but many times, when her
Okay.
eyes go wide. Um,
Oh, sorry, forgot. Oops.
and immediately like that connection shuts off. Um,
I forgot about
and she says, "You have been keeping a secret from me."
that. I have.
Who's the rebuilder?
Oh, they live in the tower back in the
The death
death
face.
facing passage, I think.
What do you have to do with it?
Well, they were sad,
Sad.
or they still are sad. Yes,
You're interesting, and I think you're in great danger.
I am trying to be less sad. I know.
Look, being I only saw for a moment, but I think being this close to the tower is unsafe for you. It's very dangerous. Would you? I'm going to be returning to the Redlands before too long. I was planning on going through the Shirai, but if you wish to come with me, we can go around it and I can take you someplace safe.
It is a very tempting offer, but I have friends who are going to the Black City, and for the moment, my destination lies that direction.
That's probably for the best then.
If you would like to come with us for a while, it would be enjoyable to have the company, but I understand that you have many important things to do.
I have to collect some fruit from the Citadel first before I return, so it would be some time before I'll be able to join you. I appreciate the offer, though.
Thank you. It has been most enjoyable to learn the protocols from you.
And she is shaken. Yeah. Yeah, I think she kind of becomes less talkative after that point. Yeah, and I think in the morning she's gone, but she's left with another caravan.
Right. Oops. I need to remember this.
Cool. That's the week. Let's go ahead and take a little break. Let's do till 35 after. And
Okay.
do some dungeoning. Cool. Beginning. Oh, I need to mark that week. Beginning of our new week. Great.
I'm starting to realize that, like, being associated with powerful beings may affect my social life.
Yep. Definitely will. Cool. All learned up, all geared up.
Probably not, but about as good as we're gonna get.
I think Phaedron's going to like when we go into the dungeon. I think Phaedron is going to take one of the what was it, the Stepland bolters.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna like just take one and kind of like strap it to his back, just because sometimes what you need is sometimes the solution to a problem is especially in a dungeon is a gun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So yeah, you can get back to your camp at Lost Pines, no problem, or Lurid Pines, no problem. The mole rats are happy to see you again.
We have tea and cakes.
Tea and cakes, we love it. We love it. Yeah, cool. Tell me more about what you're going to be doing down there.
What are we going to be doing down there? Looking for valuables?
So
Yeah, basically we're looking to see what's down there, and
right.
what could we're I think we want to do some exploring and see what we could exploit.
Right.
Also, very specifically,
Mm.
now that both Modan and Aderon are trying to learn different facets of biomancy, and this is a biomantic facility, and the mole rats themselves, singular, also may know some biomantic stuff. They're like not only exploring down below, but talking to the mole rats might be nice.
I think they have like whatever knowledge they had is
Okay.
locked behind that wall of when they were a single person.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that you can't rummage around in their subconscious if you want to, which I'm sure is totally safe for everyone.
But in the case of Aderon, it's less a question of whether or not it's safe for me, it's whether or not it's safe for them.
Yep, exactly.
Although I have thought at some point in our journeys, not now, when we get out of here, me and Aderon, we should combine our loves to find a new way to make bean tea.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like the stuff in cans when you get it.
Or we could make it more complimentary because we can make bean cakes to go with the tea.
There you go.
Many possibilities.
You know, if I can figure out, like, if I get better at this, I can seek out the ingredients that make the bean sensation more pleasurable and more, I don't know, would you like to have a more psychotropic bean experience? Is it something that's got value?
Exactly. Everything. Yeah, it'd be a good 1-2 punch. Like, oh, trust me, you want the tea bean combo.
Definitely. John combo. Amazing.
All right. So let's have a completely uneventful walk through a dungeon. I'm sure
Totally
we'll be fine.
No problem.
We'll go in, we'll get some cool stuff, we'll come back out.
You're friendly with everybody. It should be fine.
I don't know why everyone doesn't do this.
What could possibly go wrong in going into a dungeon?
Oh, wait, we can meet gerbils.
Yeah, they all ate each other, though. It's fine.
That's true.
Zombies are busy with the TV. Gerbils ate each other. Dungeon for the taking.
Great. So there's the you hear the, now that you know what to listen for, you hear that violin music coming from basically there's the entrance chamber when you go down the stairs. There's the door, the hallway that has the corpses, hamster corpses in it. At the end, there's the sort of operating theater, not operating theater looking cement pit with the zombies watching their videos. There was another exit out of there, and there is another exit going the other way out of the entrance chamber if you would like to go away from where the music and the zombies are.
I would prefer to go away from the zombies, but
cool. So it's not a long corridor, and these corridors are all the same kind of like cement arced. They've got some some old tech underlighting on them, so it's dim light. And it's not too long before it comes to like a T intersection. Left or right, your choice. They both look the same to you.
I don't know.
Left, great.
Left. Okay, let's go left.
Hug
the left wall.
What's your marching order?
Now there's a question I haven't asked in a very long time.
Well, how about we put Phaedrid in the center, and then Modin with the best fighting skills can go up front, and Aderon with the, at least now I have some armor skills. I can go in back, and we can protect our wizard.
I do
just like a normal D&D.
D&D party.
I do have some minor armor now, so that's something.
We're like a real family.
Yeah.
Although Phaedrid has almost as much armor as me and Aderon.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I'm wearing a ballistic linen suit.
Oh, okay. So I guess we're all relatively
but it's still good to make a Phaedrid sandwich. We have one more armor than he does.
Yeah. I've got 2 armor, but no agility, so my defense is 12.
Right. My additional question is, should we involve any of our friends and allies?
Is Ottokar coming down with you?
What'd you say, Mark?
Is Ottokar coming down with you?
I would assume he would. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think Ottokar should come with us.
Great.
But
Should
I don't think the crabs would probably. They'd stay with the caravan.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm bringing Chaz the pygmy llama into the dungeon either.
Right.
Yeah,
But I could bring the toad.
Perch it on your shoulder.
Yeah.
It's bigger than actually, how big is it? I don't know how big it is.
And they're like handbag sized, I guess. Like they're a good,
Right.
you could, if you squished them, you could probably bowling ball bag.
Okay, so bigger, so a little bigger than a cat.
Yeah, like a good like a big chunky boy cat. Yeah.
Or an opossum.
Yeah.
Big opossum.
Like a regular size armadillo.
Right.
Great. So I'm sorry, who is in the lead?
Me, I think.
You in the lead. Great.
I've got a radiation gun and
Actually, I'm not going to bring a
vest.
toad because the toad is noisy.
So are you carrying the radiation gun or is it in your pocket?
I would assume it's in my pocket just in case we run, I don't know. I figure I don't walk around with it out, but
It's not an open carry kind of weapon.
Yeah, it is definitely not open carry.
My secret hidden holster pocket.
Do I want to do that? So this corridor leads to a room with a closed door. And it's like a steel door with a window at eye level. And in it you can see it looks like it used to be brightly lit, if that makes sense. It's kind of like it almost looks like the inside of your like grow tent, right? It's got kind of like banks of some kind of equipment on either side. It's got a door on the far end.
Is there like an access panel to open this door, or is it just a handle, or
it looks like it's probably a slide. You don't see a handle on it, but you could probably
is there like a keypad or something?
No.
I'm
Can I get a thought roll plus your traveler from you, Modan?
Sure. My travelers now. Expert. So remind me, I can't remember. That means plus
6, right?
6?
Yeah.
Can't remember. I forget because isn't it like 6 to some
Skilled expert master. Yeah. 369.
369.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, wait. Oh wait, but
so you're at 6 right now for that one. You're
masters. Yeah, experts at 6.
I got you. I dig it. And you said plus thought as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 that's plus 8 total. So that's mathing.
13.
8 plus 6. Yeah.
13. Great. Perfect.
Wait, that's 14.
6 plus 8 plus 8. Oh, you have a 2 thought, right?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, then that is 14. Fantastic. Yeah. So on the ceiling roof, on the ceiling of this looks like a series of I think vent hoods is the most they look like they're kind of like sheet metal, or what we would look at as sheet metal kind of open things. I think you can tell that they are vent hoods. I think from your wandering experience, it seems like this would be something that would be used to quickly suck the air or whatever out of a place, or blow air in. Yeah. And if you try the door, there's no like handle or pad or anything, but if you just like push it and slide, it will slide. It's not like super easy, but it's relatively simple. Yeah. It's not heavy or stuck or anything.
So I don't need to use my new I don't need to use my new access glove to open it.
No, not yet. Not yet.
I mean, you can if you want to, just for fun.
Yeah.
If it's just like slide it open, then no.
You enter the room?
I don't know about entering the room. Well, definitely we'll open the
Open the
door.
door and like I assume we have like light sources,
Yeah.
or
What?
can I
Yeah.
or
What?
can I say or can I say that I've or can I say that I pull a let's see, what do I have here?
Yeah. Pull something out of your sack and tell me what it looks like.
Um it's basically a flashlight.
Yeah, it works. Um, yeah. So you like swooping around. It looks like these things are like it's different kinds of like looks like biotech. What I'm trying to say. Biomancy adjacent, maybe on the more technical side of whatever biomancy stuff is. Um, Things with drawers and panels and buttons and sliders and something that looks like a microwave, centrifuge, stuff
Is
like
there
that.
anything suspicious on the floor?
Not suspicious. It's just like it looks. It is tiled instead of plain cement like the other ones are.
And there's how many vent hoods are we talking about over?
There's like 8, I think, like 4 on each side.
And
And
it's
like,
like it and there's like non-functioning equipment. Does it looks like it has power? I mean, they just
There's
powered down
equipment.
or
It's not. There's no blinking lights or anything, but it is. Uh, you don't know if it's non-functional or not.
are the vent hoods? Just so I'm trying to picture. Are they like all across the ceiling? Like
There's
so you
like
basically.
eight. There's like 4 on each side. Like maybe like 3 feet across with like grates on them.
Okay.
And they're kind of like the sort of trapezoidal metal hoods in the ceiling there.
Dig it.
If you would like to use your new glove and see if there's anywhere you can interface with.
I think that's what I was looking to do.
Yeah.
Is the other door on the other side also closed?
It looks similar to the one you entered in. Yeah.
So I'm going
What
to
I was gonna say before you do that, maybe I was thinking like somebody stay at the open door and I'll go try to open the far door so that hopefully you don't get like
But
oh,
let's not,
so something comes out of the fence.
right. But if we open the far door, we have also opened up a new avenue for things to come at us.
I just don't want to get trapped in the room if like the door's shut or something.
Right. I mean, Phaedra can enter the room by themselves, and then we can hang out, or I can enter with Phaedra and you can guard the door if you'd like.
Whatever y'all think.
I'll do that.
Okay.
So I
Sounds
will
good.
watch the other door. I will be on the far side of Phaedra, and Moden can be at the door.
Cool.
So
and it has a window like this one does too. So
Yeah.
Okay.
so yeah, so I'm going to go into the I'm going to go into the room, and you said there's this glove had almost given me like this new extra like
like an
sense.
overlay kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, like an overlay over like an overlay over the world.
Mhm.
So I'm going to raise my gloved hand, and I'm thinking that this thing probably activates by like making particular gestures.
Mhm. Um,
So he'll do the he'll do whatever the activation is, and then like you know do whatever the gestures are to like basically I'm scanning for ports.
yeah. And it's pretty clear. Like there's a few places to plug in. You can find. It doesn't say what they are, and all indications are that the equipment is powered down right now. Um, I think if you want to plug in, you can actually like remove a section, and that's where like a little extension comes out, and you can like almost feel it like tugging on something on the inside when you pull it out.
Tugging like on one of your yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not uncomfortable. It's just like, oh, I didn't know I
I
had.
didn't know I could do that.
Would
A
you like
little
to
like
plug in?
like a little wire
Yeah.
like a little silver like a little silver wire
Have
shoots
you ever
out.
got like a what do you, a stent? Like,
I think what I said was that it was mostly like
oh, and the
dull
silver
matte
wires.
black, and
Right.
there were those like silver there were like silver wires that went
Yeah.
up on both the both the back and the front of the hand.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the silver wires off of like one of his fingers like like lifts up off of the glove, and then I feel it like reel out.
Fantastic. Let me get a thought roll.
Thought. Do any of my skills come into play here, or is it just straight up thought?
I think so. I think it's just straight up thought.
Okay. That would be a 15.
15, great. This is not active right now. It is clear that you are able to activate it for sure. And I think you get a basic download of information. This is some sort of pre-processing, like again, like mostly on the bio side of the biomancy, where I think you can tell from that that if there's some there's probably some surface level access logs or something you can hit. It has not been turned on in quite some time. But you could turn it on easily if you want to. And this is kind of like some sort of, where they would prepare bio samples for doing something with equipment.
So I share with my friends, okay, this is a biomancy processing lab, and I can turn on the equipment if you want me to. I'm not 100% sure what all of this does.
It's okay. We don't need to turn it on yet.
I'm also inclined not to turn it on, but if you wanted to demonstrate, I would. I don't necessarily think that's a great idea, but we certainly can.
I think you also know that if you wanted to spend time prying it all out, you could probably get 2 sacks worth of equipment that you could sell for $250 each.
We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. Sorry, Adiron, what were you saying?
We need to learn more biomancy before we know what to do with it.
Fair enough. I will detach.
Or will you?
I'll detach the access. I'll unplug from the port, and I guess we will continue.
Yeah. So I don't think it's too much to say that you casually have looked through the window of that door as you were looking through it. The room beyond is not lit like the rest of them are, but you can see movement inside.
Yeah. So when Adiron looks through windows of doors, Adiron raises just a single eyeball stalk to do so.
Nice.
That's why I take risks.
Now this makes me wonder. I wonder if there's anything you could do interacting with the biomancy machine to clear out the next room if necessary, turn on lights in the next room.
That would surprise them if we could turn on the lights. I'm sure they aren't expecting that. Another option would be to... I wonder if they know how to get through the door into this room.
Or what it is.
Or is there door controls? Can we lock that door?
Well, if we lock it, we don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah,
well, can we figure out what's going on the other side?
Can we? We see like vague shapes moving through that like little window on the door.
Yeah, it is dark in there. You can see something moving in there. Not huge, but something for sure.
Can I? I'm going to try to interface with the system again to see if there's a way to turn on the lights in the other room. I will ask if that's. I think that at least so we can see what's in there.
Yeah, I think it's something you can try to do. Would you like to try to do that?
I'm going to try to do that.
Let me get a thought roll.
Maybe evacuate that room with something. I don't know. We'll see.
So Adiron is also, while Phaedra is doing this, Adiron is going to do the strange thing of trying to climb up on top of one of the vents and change their shape so that they can comfortably sit up there as a drop surprise.
They
Nice.
have like a grate on them, so you'd have to pull the grate off to slither up there, and probably get a boost from Modan at least.
Could he? If we took the grate off, could Adiron become the grate?
I mean, you could form yourself into the grate, I guess.
I sure I could probably do a great simulation.
I'm just going. Doesn't have to be. It's just
and
Oh,
I
that's fine. I
and
mean,
I
that's
got a 9 on that roll to try to turn on the lights.
You got a 9 on the roll. Let me see here.
You hit the vent gas into our room button.
yeah.
Oh, that's if you roll lower than that. Is that?
Turn on the dim red emergency lights. And
Whatever.
whatever's in there looks really, really ominous.
So yeah, I think the lights on the other side of the door do turn on. That was your intention.
Yep.
It looks more like more like a storeroom. It does have another door on the left side of it. There's crates that have been, and these are kind of like white, plasticky looking crates that have all been like opened up, whatever's in there torn apart long ago. Almost looks like something has been nesting in them. And when the lights come on, it's pretty clear what that thing is. There is one hamster in there. This hamster is again like the size of a big dog. Its fur is kind of splotchy. There's a lot of parts that have been like it's scarred up. It looks like it's been in a couple tussles here and there, and so much so that the fur has not healed back up. And the front teeth are extended long, and have clearly seen some action. I think when you turn the light on, it is surprised, but it sees. I think it sees whoever is. Oh yeah, I think it knows like what direction it's coming from, and it like stands up on its hind legs, and it looks like it's like kind of doing like the red panda presenting kind of like come at me, bro, towards the door where in the room you're at, as if it was expecting something to come through.
Mm-hmm. And these are the same things we saw in other rooms, the ones that eaten each other and all that stuff.
Yeah, this is the same kind of thing that you saw that was all.
And the ones that when we tried to go in the other way, we encountered a bunch of them.
No, those were
no.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the gerbils. Got it. Sorry.
They have tails.
Sorry, wrong rodent.
Yeah, they were tiny. I think they were tinier than these things.
Right? Well, they were cat size, I think.
Yeah, these are a bit bigger. Not too much bigger, but enough to be noticeable.
Got it. So these guys were more dangerous.
Yeah, and it seems like this one's seen more action than those tinkers.
Yeah.
The tinkers just jerks.
I think this just begs the question of like, is
do we open the door? I imagine
is there a solution other than shooting?
I mean, we could try to talk to it.
I mean, we could probably try it through the door, right? If it was that sentient, which I doubt it's going to be that sentient. It's probably just like a wild animal.
I mean, is this I mean, that's just it. Is this a monster that's going to attack us, or is this something we can try to reason with?
So the way the mall rats had explained it, the hamsters seem to be more on the they're more like bodybuilders who eat each other than they are like the tinkers who are more intellectual if unpleasant. I would also say that possibly there's an intercom system.
Ooh, I think that's fair to assume.
I mean, we can. I have a feeling we're probably just gonna have to kill this thing, but I absolutely am not opposed to.
Yeah, let's try.
At least doing the attempting a parlay.
Let's try to talk to it. So I think I've still got the still got the interface glove like plugged in, and I point to the other side of the door and I say that button I think is an intercom, which will let you talk to the other side of the door.
I'm pleasant and friendly. Not that that's probably going to amount to much here, but
I'm currently a great.
yeah. So yeah, I'll press it back. Greetings, being. Do you understand what I'm saying? In as friendly a tone as I can.
The expression changes only slightly, kind of in the way that if you're at a restaurant and they bring you the wrong food, like I wasn't expecting this, but I'm still going to eat it. And it looks like it's kind of struggling, I think. And it's not really it feels like it's almost like trying to imitate a word. And just says feed, but not as clearly. It's still like doing its like threat display.
You know, there are those bodies out in the hallway a little bit further back. We could feed it.
You want to like try to toss one in there?
Or
they have been there for a little while.
Oh yeah,
that's you don't know.
Hey, it makes them more interesting.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I don't want to. I don't know if I want to smell that.
I mean, Adiron's willing to drag them in. Adiron has no compunction about dead bodies, so.
And the little window is just purely viewing, right? Like that doesn't open or anything, right?
Yeah, and in fact, like even though you are talking over the intercom, like it's not a thick door and window. Like it's just there, and you can hear it through the door. If you needed to, you could holler through at it.
I mean, we don't want to fight if we can avoid it, but I don't know if. I mean, other than like going the other direction.
No, it does seem. I mean. I don't really know for sure, but it does seem like a wild animal. It's just gonna be like my gut is that even if like let's say we fed it something, I don't think it would be like okay now we're cool. They would be like cool now I'm gonna eat you too. I'm not
possibly yeah. So essentially, from what we've seen, maybe I should say this. Well, anyway, most things in here are uplifted animals, so they have higher intelligence than you would expect. Sometimes much higher intelligence than you would expect. The hamsters don't have the higher intelligence, like they're not up at the top; they're more down at the bottom. So it's possible that we could negotiate with it, but I don't know that its appetite wouldn't just overwhelm its negotiating desires.
Yeah, I mean that's my gut too. Is like even if we like, hey, have a whatever, some snacks, it would be like nom nom nom. Okay, now more meat. You.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm afraid of too.
So, yeah, I'm torn in it. You know, obviously we hate to just like indiscriminately just. I mean, what's kind of the thing? Here's my two things I'm thinking. Either one, I get ready with the gun. Somebody opens that door, I blast. Or two, kind of variation on that. Maybe I'll stand a little further back, and we at least like let it make the first move. Like as soon as if it starts charging. I pull the trigger.
Then we let it go. Then we let him have it.
Well,
you know, but do we preemptively like just get a strike on it, or do we give it a chance to be like, are you gonna be cool, or are you gonna be a dick like we think?
Right. But if we don't have something to offer other than ourselves immediately visible, we're going to be in a bad bargaining position. Adiron is very clear that bargaining requires chips. Adiron is willing to go out and, like, if we want to back up one room, Adiron is willing to drag some portion of hamster carcass into this room and then basically hang out and go up the vent if they need to. And then y'all can be on the other side of the door, so the outside of this room, and
Oh, I
just
see what you're saying.
make decisions depending on what happens.
So put some possible food in the room, close the
Yeah.
first
Close the
door,
door, see what happens.
Yeah, but with
Okay.
Adron in there.
and then you can get it up into the vents or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, we can try that.
Why not? We like experimenting.
So Aderon's going back to grab some of the old bodies.
Yep.
Can I get a charisma roll from you?
Are they going to reject me if I don't like romance them correctly? Is this 16?
Great, yeah, no problem. Yeah, they're they're of various vintages. You can find a fresher one that's probably only been gnawed up for hard to tell days to weeks. It is not in great shape, but if this is if this thing is a what do you call scavenger, like it might be okay. But
so what Adron is going to do is take a hefty chunk of fresh meat and then a range. So Adron's going to create a pallet. This is important in
presentation
hospitality, to create palette. So Adron is going to create a palette of tastes.
I'm going to give you a pouch of beans to add to the palette.
Oh, well. Yeah. Oh, that might actually be good, actually. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So Adron will set a feast, maybe, possibly.
At least the beans are fresh.
Yes, at least the beans are fresh. In a corner of the room. And then basically stand on, I'm assuming there are tables or benches underneath the vents. So
it's mostly just like the side panels. There's like there's what do you call it? Not counter, like bench tops, countertops near those, not in the middle of the room, but you could set stuff out there by the equipment.
Well, yeah, I don't want to put the food up there. Adron is going to perch up there.
Oh, you're going to perch up there
if I need to escape.
Got it. And where are Modern and?
We'll be back behind the first door, correct? That's the plan?
Yep. Exactly.
Watching through the window.
Great.
Radiation gun at the ready.
So, you're just like manually sliding the door open to the hamster room?
I would. Phaedrid, is it possible from the outside of the other door that you could tell that door to open?
I think you would need to interface with the machines inside that room.
Okay.
I have another way to do that.
Oh.
Because I have the spell Let the Door Open Itself.
Oh, dang! Appropriate, yes.
Never has there been a situation more appropriate for that spell than this moment in time.
So yeah, I am going to cast. So yeah, we'll do that. I'm going to cast Let the Door Open Itself.
Fantastic. It is not.
It's got a range of 10 meters. So
yeah. A fragment of consciousness is injected into the door, and it wants to open. So it does.
And there's the Pete Townsend variation. Let my love open the door.
Yes.
And that costs 2 life per power level. Okay, so it costs 2 life.
Yeah.
Cool. The door gleefully slides itself open. It is pleased as punch to do so. And the hamster like looks, not angry, but hungry. It does not seem aggressive to you. It does seem very cautious about entering the room, though, and kind of like stands at the edge of it, and like it can smell. Can you just roll a d6 for me?
Oh, you're muted.
Till you muted.
If it's not aggressive, Aderon will produce their teacup and make a pleasing little brew of tea, but will not sit down yet.
Cool.
If things seem peaceful, Aderon will maybe sit down.
I definitely gave you my bag of whatever the most aromatic beans I have.
3.
Great. Good. And I think after, it looks very, very wary as it slowly creeps into the room. It looks like it's less wary of you and more wary of entering the room itself. But when it smells that, it will like grab it's like on a platter kind of thing, or whatever you have there. It grabs that and like pulls it back towards the other room and starts going to town on the meat and beans in the room with the boxes.
You're muted again, Teal.
Yes. Aderon will get off the table and follow it to see. Yep. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, the rest of you, but Aderon is going to see if it gets defensive when they enter its territory.
It does, yeah, especially when you approach the food. It's
like, okay, Aderon's not going to get close to it. Just go at the threshold of the door.
Yeah, it looks as if it is, like, do not come in here or you're next, basically. But it does seem satisfied to eat what's there for now.
Is there anything in the room that looks interesting?
Without rummaging through the crates, it would be hard to tell. There is another doorway across the room. And this is just an open doorway, no door to it.
Oh.
Leading into another dimly lit room.
Right. Well, I'm just going to hang out here and test its resolve. I'm not trying to attack it. I'm just going to see if I can just be calm and sip my tea. And
I feel like at this point it might be good for us to join you, caution, just slowly, coolly.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
As long as you don't enter the room, it is happy to gobble down whatever's there. And let me make another one of these. I think when it's done, it's like, okay, cool. I'm like, doesn't back out, but cautiously leaves that room.
Out the other door.
Out the other.
It goes out the other door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once it's gone, I think we want to at least do a. I don't think we want to like do a like big thorough search, but
like cursory search there.
I was thinking
a cursory search of what's in the crates, see if there's anything valuable that we might want to avail ourselves of.
Yeah. I was thinking I would keep watch over the door it exited from, just to make sure it doesn't like go, you're rubbing through my shit, and come charging back at us.
Yeah.
Or come back with friends.
Yeah.
I'll keep watch out that door while you guys do what you're going to do in the room.
Let's see. I think Phaedrid, you're the one. So there's a longer crate that has not been opened. In fact, seems sealed. It seems like it requires some sort of
interface
or code or something beyond just like prying it open, basically.
Well, I will start.
Anyone with thumbs could do it. It's like just not gnawed open. It's like, it has a little bit more.
Okay, so it's like clasps that you got to undo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a what do you call it? Freezer, deep freeze chest thing.
Got like a chest freezer. Okay, so it's a chest freezer. So it's like big.
Yeah.
I will undo the clasps and open it.
Yeah. Inside is Ooh. Um, it is a body.
Hmm.
It doesn't have any features. It almost looks like it's made out of concrete. But it is like normal human sized, and it's in kind of like a protective foam indentation in there. It's not cold or anything. It's just sitting in there.
You say like human-sized body?
It is. I mean, it looks like it's a human body made of concrete with no identifiable features.
What?
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, what position is it in? Is it like
It's just lying flat down.
Lying down.
Yeah.
Can I tell if this is some kind of golem?
Um, let me get a thought roll from you.
Thought roll? Does wizard come into play here?
No.
Okay. Oh, that's a 1.
Mm. That just looks like a mannequin. um, yeah,
I think I'm going to spend a hero dice and improve that.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Because something else is about to happen.
Oh.
That 1 becomes a 7.
Great, fantastic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think. Do you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. With that was a thought roll. Yeah, that. So that's actually a 9.
A 9.
That's a
Great.
7 on the dice plus 2 is a 9.
Great. Are you like just visually inspecting it, or are you?
I think I'm visually. I am visually inspecting it, and I'm also gonna like wave the glove over it just to see if it's like I detect any like noosphere radiation emanating from it.
Interesting.
Like, does it have an interface port?
Interesting. Well, let me see if that says anything about that.
I mean, lots of things could be an interface port.
Hey.
I'm just going to read the description of the item is access Magia electrical devices using their local noosphere ports. Open biomechanical doors, talk to living machines, joke with radiation ghosts. But this one's from the Black City, so it's more powerful than that.
Mm-hmm. It is inanimate. It does have. What does it look like? It does look like it has a seam around, like it's kind of like halfway in the like foam insert. But you do see it does have like a seam around it, as if almost as if it had been like pressed in a mold. But it's not like it's an innie, not an outie.
Okay.
Look, it almost looks like it could be opened up.
Interesting. So it could be a thing inside that's like an encasement of a thing.
So it looks like it's like a human. It looks like a human form carved out of rock. Does it look like the joints articulate, or are they solid?
Not from the outside.
I guess I'll take the foam out to get a better look at it.
Yeah. So it's kind of the foam is kind of supporting it, I guess.
Okay, I thought there was like a piece on top of it. No,
I think it's like laying like in a cutout case.
Yeah, like a
okay,
like a gun case, kind of, yeah, or instrument case.
Almost like it's in a coffin or a sarcophagus.
Right. Yeah, like a human-shaped sarcophagus in a padded shipping case.
Mm-hmm.
So Aderon was born in lab.
Mm-hmm.
Aderon's looking around and then looking in here. Are there any like fluid or any sort of things that help for life support in this cooler?
Let me get a thought roll from you.
Home. Anyway, I got. Oh, I did it too. Okay, so it's actually 5, but I'm.
So you do see. I think when. So are you just visually inspecting it, or are you like?
So Aderon will touch the case, but Aderon, at least at some point, Aderon will probably touch it, but Aderon wants to wait for Phaedra's agreement before doing that.
Yeah.
And Phaedra agrees.
Oh, okay. And if Aderon touches it, Aderon wants to see if the material of the shell is something that Aderon can send nanites into.
It when you touch it and like do that little interfacey thing, it feels like it is made of very similar material that you are made of.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot insert anything into it though. It is dense. It's like a denser version,
Okay.
not as pliable or receptive. I think you do get. It does feel like a cousin, though, basically.
So I have a question, and Aderon is capable of reading details. Is this a very strong, physically powerful physique that this has been modeled into, or is it more of a like gender neutral?
Yeah, I think that the second one, it's like a utility shape, right?
Okay, so it's not necessarily a war.
Yeah, yeah, and you definitely don't see any like gun ports or
Right. Okay.
extending knives ports or anything.
Okay.
But it does seem. If Aderon was a product, this seems like it would be like 2 generations older.
Okay. Okay. So it's a little bit less refined than Aderon.
Less sophisticated than Aderon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This,
did Phaedra try to interface with it? I forget.
I was
Yeah, but
didn't. Yeah, what did I do?
Actually, you didn't. You just did an inspection.
Oh, that's right. I was doing like an inspection, just like see if I could tell whether or not there were ports.
You don't see ports, but again, that seam, there's a seam. Yeah.
I think I am going to try to interface with it.
To do that, I think you would have to pry it open. Would you like to do that?
Moment.
Aderon, would that be okay?
One moment. So Aderon is going to take a piece of their flesh and make it very thin and try and see if there are any catches or any obvious access port locations around the outside of the creature.
There's no access ports around the outside. And it's not so much a catch, but it does seem like it's a finely fitted, like it could just lift off like the top of a box.
Okay.
Oh.
Would you like me to lift this up for you to inspect the insides?
That would be yes. Yes, I would. Thank you.
Aderon lifts.
Yeah.
So this is a sarcophagus.
So the top lifts off, and it kind of you can take the entire thing off. It is rigid, like almost feels like somewhere like a concrete fiberglass, like a really dense fiberglass, and it kind of like pops off with like a seal, and there's like a whiff of like a stringent, organic, almost like almost like a carrot almost, but like a carrot that's been left in a factory too long. If that makes sense. And yeah.
If I could interrupt. So there was like just the open doorway that goes out of this room into the other direction. Was there a door?
There's not a door. There's just a door.
There's not a door. Okay, it's just an open doorway. Okay, I was wondering if it had another one of those pocket doors, and if it did, if we could slide it shut.
Oh yeah, no, it's.
But if it does not, okay, cool.
And I assume Modan or someone is keeping an eye on that doorway, so no ambush is going to take place.
I was going to say, and Ottokar is here too.
Yes, Ottokar is here. That's right. Keep forgetting that. Inside the where organs and musculature would be, there is like organic looking, like they almost look like vines inside, but like kind of plastic and concrete again, but it's more, clearly must be more flexible than concrete. And then there's like an hourglass shaped indentation where the head and chest are that seem to have access ports in them, several here and there.
Thank you, Adoran. I am going to attempt to interface with this.
Yeah. Ooh, let me get a.
I mean, I'm just going to say, wizard is like wizard does say. You call yourself a magus maker. You are skilled at casting spells using old tech powers. Perhaps you just know how to read the manuals of long ago in the 01 code.
I'm trying. Is this gonna be a? Let me get an aura roll from you.
Aura. Okay. That is a 12.
Yeah. So again, like the interface comes up. This thing is inert. You can tell where the different ports are, and I think they are labeled, but the markings are not in any of the languages that you understand. They're more like ideogrammatic. What do you call them?
Ideograms.
Ideograms. That's it. But you can insert wires into various bits and pieces. You feel like it would be really hacky to do so, but you feel like it's not something that is necessarily it's not a golem. It's not like controlled from the outside. It feels as if you could attempt to insert yourself into it.
Oh, so it's almost like a probe you could use. It's almost like a probe or a drone that you could like put a piece of your perception into and walk around in.
Yeah. And if there were if there was something that you could slot in there that contained a person, that person could use this as a body.
Okay. Well, this is fascinating.
Did you say anything about that to the rest of us?
I think I'm going to disconnect, and I think I'm just going to relay that to the rest of the group. I think this is a fascinating find that I think we should take this with us. It's certainly going to be valuable.
Have you seen Adoran's core?
Have I seen Adoran's core?
Yeah.
I think we all have, haven't we?
Have we all?
Casual glance. That's a good.
I, the player, don't remember.
Mm.
It might have happened at a session that I wasn't there for.
Mm. I think if Adoran is looking at this while Vader is probing it, I think you definitely get the impression that it is a cruder version of something like your core could fit into it.
Right.
So if we found another core, we could conceivably put it into this, or if something horrible happened to Adoran.
Wait, let's try that. I am going to disconnect my core. This will cause me to collapse. You can put my core in this and see if it fits, and then I will try driving this body.
You sure?
Of course not.
Okay then.
Opens up the the flesh moves away from their chest plate, opens up the little door, sits down against the wall because I don't want to get hurt, and basically goes through the This is the sequence of buttons to push to eject my core. This is the sequence of buttons to push to reconnect my core. Please remember these.
Good to know.
I remember them because I'm a wizard. I do that, and I know shit.
Everyone's going to have both of you test the numbers. Just like push the button
Repeat it
without
back to
touching
me.
hard. Yeah.
Test run.
Once
And I write
Boop,
Adiron,
boop, boop. Got it.
I
exactly.
write it down.
Good idea.
That's it. Once Adiron is comfortable, Adiron will push the buttons and collapse against the wall like a sack, like a sock puppet, sort of.
Great.
And the core pops up.
This sounds like a job for Phaedra. For sure. This is
I will very carefully pick up Adiron's core.
this is gonna be difficult.
Okay.
It's gonna be a thought roll, and we're gonna need an 18 for nothing to go wrong.
Whoa. Can't okay, so what's happening exactly? This is Faber trying to put Adiron's core into the body, right?
To see if it'll fit.
Is there any way, I mean, I know mechanically any of us could help by contributing hero dice, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out like what that would mean in game exactly,
Mhm.
other than just going like, I contribute hero die, like how would
And we're saying that none of my skills are going to apply here. It's just going to be a straight up thought roll,
Yeah, it's just a straight up thought roll.
which is only a +2.
Hmm.
So I'm going to need a 16 on the die for that to work. But we've got hero dice we can pump into this.
We do.
We do.
Do we want to proceed? I kind of want to proceed.
But we definitely want to proceed. I'm trying to think if there's any way we can, in the fiction, build up your chances.
Yeah, well, I think what we'll do is make the roll, and then if we want to add hero dice, we'll kind of like narrate what each of them mean.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, that works for me. Okay, here's the roll. This roll. It's my thought is 2. This is going to be this +2, which is a 6.
6, great.
So we need 10 more. Is that right?
Yeah, so I think the first
No, we need 12 more.
12 more. I think the first obstacle is, you take Adiron's core. Adiron's core is clearly way more advanced than whatever this is, and a bit bigger.
Ooh.
You can tell, like it feels like it would be like plugging HDMI into a RCA jack. Give or take.
Do we? I say. I don't know if this is. I don't know if these format. I don't know if the format is compatible. Do we have like a Betamax tape that do we have a Betamax tape and a VHS player?
Yeah,
Or
a Blu-ray
or
Betamax,
yeah, or do we have an HD DVD and a Blu-ray player? That's even worse because those were the same size.
Yeah.
But Betamax tapes were like shorter and thicker than VHS tapes.
Yeah.
They would not fit in the door.
I will offer hero dice, but you will have to reboot Adiron.
I am thinking that I'm
fail.
So here's what I think. Here's the fiction that I would like to do. So I've carefully taken Adiron's core out. I gingerly bring it over to the new device. I hold it over. I hold it over the I hold it over where this new old body's core should go, and I see that the imprint, for one, Adiron's core is. I think Adiron's core is shorter. Like it's smaller, more compact than should go here, and it's also like the wrong. If the cross section of Adiron's is like octagonal,
right,
the cross section of this would be pentagonal.
Yeah.
So the sides don't line up.
It's going to take a little bit of jury rigging.
And I say like we could probably jury rig this if we really wanted to. I am holding Adiron's essence here. I don't think I want to mess with this.
It does Yeah,
This seems
this
like
seems like
if it was gonna just snap right in, I'd do it.
I don't know what we gain by it other
I
than like, oh, cool, we did it.
I agree. So I think I'm going to bring Aderon's core and I'm going to plug it back into Aderon and hit the reactivation sequence.
Wait, no, it's 264.
Kill mode.
What's the code? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know,
1, 2, 3, 4. That's what an idiot would use on his luggage.
See, this is where the storyteller forces the player to roll a d20 just to avoid that one.
You true. Don't fuck it up.
So Aderon reboots. Oh, how did it go?
It
Or
didn't
doesn't
look
seem
like
compatible.
it didn't look like your core was going to be compatible with this earlier model. It didn't look like it would fit the it didn't look like it would fit in the receptacle. It didn't look like it didn't look like the leads were in the right place to line up. I could probably do it if we took the time and had the materials to jury rig it, but this isn't really my area of expertise and we don't really have the materials.
Oh, I can help. So Aderon morphs their hand into basically a measuring device and starts measuring out the size of the core spot for the new thing. So I didn't think about this until all this just happened. And then Aderon's like, well, volumetrically, my core will fit inside, although we would need some extra padding. And oh, it's got one of those kind of interfaces. I have seen that in specifications books. You do have interfaces, yes?
Yes.
You could connect your new hand to the core and to the body with the core on the outside, and I could see if I could power it up. The core does not need to rest inside the containment space in order to power up the body. That is just a convenience of being able to travel.
What would be the point?
Well, if I have access to an additional body, it potentially gives new flexibility. We do not know what this body was designed for, and it might have some useful parameters.
Do you think if you were to connect to it, you would learn more about this body? You would learn about this body's like full capabilities and
It is likely that this body will have data relating to its functionality that I will be able to access. Whether or not I will know anything about its potential programming, that depends on how the body is configured. But at least I should be able to get data on how the equipment functions.
I'm not sure if I think this is a good idea, but if this is what you want to do,
I am very intrigued.
I look at Modan. I said, "We'll give it a try." I think this is dangerous.
It is, but I cannot begrudge Aderon the curiosity,
I can't begrudge.
as I myself am a curious being.
I agree. I think this. I am also curious, and I'm just afraid of. I'm just afraid of. I'm just a little afraid of playing with a friend's life here.
Oh, absolutely, but also being that this is probably the first being anywhere close to Aderon that he has encountered. I'm sure it's of a special interest. Kind of like if we were on another planet and bumped into the first humanoid types we'd seen in decades.
Fair enough. All right, we'll try it again.
All right.
So I mean,
you're doing it through your interface, right?
I'm gonna do it through. I'm gonna take the different approach, and we're gonna do it via the interface, and we're gonna try to connect it. We're not gonna try to like put it in the. We're not gonna try to like put his core in it, and then like him running a new robot,
like
or one robot body,
or one hand into the robot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. Cool. I think
Yeah,
that
we're gonna try to like set it inside and like run the interface that way.
yeah, you're like a jumper.
Just
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Cool. Yeah, I think that'll get you a fresh roll. Yeah, it's not just rerolling the same thing.
Okay. Well, let's try this again. Oops, hit the wrong button. Not much better. So that's a 7.
Yeah. So you are able to get everything in there. Nothing is happening yet.
I am going to like I'm going to run through like all of the I'm going to run through all of the diagnostic menus on the interface glove and try a bunch of different things. And I'm going to symbolize that by rolling a hero die.
Ooh, that's an 11. Yeah. So I think the interface like it actually pops up like the
So that's an 11. That's an 11 plus 2, which is a 13.
13. Yeah. So I think you are able to access it feels like diagnostic / maintenance menus within the body. These are not like meant to be used by whoever is plugged in, but by whoever is maintaining it. And I think with some effort you could do some reconfiguration in that to get it to sync up to Aderon's core.
Okay.
With more hero dice.
With another hero dice? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so Aderon will toss in are you okay with me tossing in 2 hero dice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Toss one. Let's see what happens. And then toss.
Well, I was
Okay,
gonna
well,
say,
yeah. So what Aderon from within their core is going to do is Aderon is going to because Aderon's still conscious, Aderon just doesn't have a body.
Right.
So once you interface with Aderon and their processes will try to sync up with your interface to so that we have bidirectional communication.
I love it.
Nice.
And in fact, Aderon will, well, I'll hold that back for the second dice. We'll do the first die and we'll see what that does. And then I'll just keep adding ideas and dice as they go. Except that somehow I think I minimized the browser. That was a bad choice. Let me go find the browser. Okay, one moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, that one. And so I'm going to roll a d6. So the first dice is 3. How many more do we need?
So that brings you up to a 9, 14, 16. So you need.
We're at a 16.
Okay, so
yeah, and I think like as you're doing that, like you're almost like literally like being jumper cables here, and you can feel Phaedrid, like you feel the Aderon's personality pushing against yours, right? So yeah, let's see that second.
Okay, and then the fictional advantage for the second one is that Aderon is going to, being aware of Phaedrid's consciousness out there, Aderon is going to present the quick technician's guide to Aderon's core to Phaedrid. Ooh,
fantastic. Yeah. In Phaedrid, I think as Aderon is moving through you remember what those echoes felt like at the Sarai when the event happened, and you like it rumbles like that in your head, like there's something real strong that is not Aderon pushing at you on the inside as his personality's going through you.
Ooh, okay.
Not so much I think we need to roll for it yet, but it's there. Yeah, and when it syncs up, the body. So is the body open still?
I think the body is still open.
Yeah. And so it's real awkward. You're still blind. You can't see anything. But you do feel like there are improperly calibrated, and like the body starts to like twitch and flop a little bit.
Okay.
You I think it's clear you need to seal it back up, which since you have thin silver wires, you can probably do pretty easily.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, and when you put the top back on, it takes a moment. Your vision kind of tunnel vision's out, and it's like you have this like fisheye view, which like almost like the whole front of the head is like a sensor that you can see, black and white pretty much. But you can move and control this body. It does move. It's flexible enough to move. It feels hard. You do feel very constricted. It doesn't the flesh doesn't change like yours does. But it has the a stiff locomotion as a person with arthritis might have.
So that outer thing isn't like a case, it's part of the body.
Yes.
Well, the body is like in two parts, front and back, and like the case that it's sitting in is just a case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when it powers up the it basically like reseals, but
yeah, it's still the seam, but it would take and I think from the inside you can kind of this feels like a general purpose personality container kind of. It doesn't seem to be programmed for any specific purpose. But it is, if someone lost their body, they could use this for a body for a while.
So
it's probably meant to be like a permanent home. Maybe more like
what it is for, like it could be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that most people would probably not choose this model.
Better than being dead, though.
I guess so.
Aderon is going to rummage around for a second to make sure that they've got the data necessary. Going to ship that back to the other side, and Aderon is going to park some of that data into Phaedrad's zone, and Aderon is going to communication-wise whisper into Phaedrad's consciousness, "Would you like to come and see?" You apparently are now able to interface systems such as mine, and I can guide you down the path to look out through the senses of this body. And potentially in the future, you could learn to enter the body.
This is fascinating.
And I think that could happen without a roll too. That's since you're all hooked up.
All that is happening like internally between them.
You're seeing like
I'm just standing there guarding the door, watching both of them stiffly paralyzed outside of the body, right?
Yep.
I'm like, are you guys okay? Do I need to do anything?
Yeah, I'll send some of my I will attempt to send part of my consciousness down there, but I want to like retain enough that I'm like still standing there.
Yeah,
or
it's less sending your consciousness there and more like using your consciousness from like your brain right now to control it. Like you're basically tapping.
So I could tap into it and like controlling it like a marionette.
Exactly. Yeah. Right, like a drone.
Can Phaedrad see through the senses though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like how your core is in your body. It feels like if you were to put Phaedrad's brain into whatever fits in there and just plop it in there, like that would be the same as what you're doing now, but you also have another body, right?
Got it. But my perspective is, but the perspective is weird because normally when you walk around, your center of consciousness is like kind of like right behind your eyeballs.
Yeah, and now it's kind of like here.
And now it feels like it's over there, and I'm like seeing. It's like I'm looking through a periscope.
Yep.
This is Fascinating.
Yeah, and it's like black and white fisheye. The senses are like duller,
Dull.
touch wise and stuff. Kind of
It's like
sucks. Kind of like getting a downgrade body wise, but
I was gonna say it'd be like, it's like
Squeaky tank, squeaky.
but I was gonna say it's kind of like after being used to watching 1080 1080p like going back to like a 1970s black and white analog TV.
Exactly.
Okay, well I'm gonna I will ask Aderon, have you sufficient is this a sufficient experiment? Do you wish to go back to yourself now?
I think yes. I think we can discuss this when I have returned to my normal body. But I have sufficiently evaluated the equipment, and we can also, in the future, if we do take this body, we can practice, and I can help you learn how to drive it.
Fair enough.
I will need some training in driving it too, but I think you will need more.
And I think Phaedrid, you realize as you're doing this, if you needed to, if something happened to Aderon's core, you could probably do the same thing with his body.
Yes, although Aderon's body is way more complicated.
Much more complex, yes. Might need another roll. Cool.
Cool. And I think we'll so I think we'll basically like undo the process and put Aderon back in his own body.
Cool. It goes without a hitch. I'm gonna make one more roll.
And we're getting close to time.
Yeah. I think we can end right there. We'll end in the crate room.
Now we're back.
Boom. Great. Yeah, let's end it there, and we'll start back next time.
Getting worried about these two motionless shells.
I think we should, we should have our re-greeting of Modan moment before we end.
Yes.
Because Modan otherwise will be left in anxiety. It'll be a cliffhanger for Modan.
We're back.
Wasn't sure how long to give it before it was like a
Aderon's body suddenly starts becoming rigid and sliding up the wall until Aderon's standing. That was most interesting. How did you like it, Phaedrid?
It was also interesting. I'm not sure I would want to end up in that body, but it would be better than being dead.
Mm-hmm.
Modan, I would like to offer you the opportunity to experience another body, but unfortunately that requires the glove.
Fair enough. You'll have to tell me.
So there's one other side detail from this. And that is that Aderon's upgrade drone attached to their back
Oh yeah.
decoupled because Aderon was not inside the shell. And so I do have a drone to improve endurance if anyone would like to attach to it. While I appreciate the upgrade to my endurance, it is slightly awkward to navigate around it when I am shape shifting.
I mean, color me intrigued.
Do you remember where you got that from?
Didn't we just encounter it when we were wandering? And it was like,
Yeah.
I thought it was like just a little wandering.
It was in a junkyard, like the Rust junkyard, I think.
Oh, was that the
where the
place?
Maybe. Was that where the gate was that Phaedrid went to?
I think we thought like, what is this little creature? What is it? And it was like
at the Waystone. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it's a little mechanical
biomechanical servitor parasite. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, I just remember trying to figure out what it was, and then
Right. Yeah, that's the 20 plus roll on that.
Yeah. And I mean, I can I can take it back, but if either of you would like to interface with it,
What does it do exactly?
Adds +1 to your endurance.
Just for the sake of, I mean, I think it's yours to have, but if we're looking at the overall thing,
Okay.
Phaedra has the least endurance if we're looking to balance people out. But that's up to y'all.
Cool.
Okay.
I feel like it's probably at home on you. It's gotten to know you.
Yeah.
Okay. Then when I re-enter re-enter the body, then I'll just connect back to it on my back.
Nice. Cool. We'll end it there then. Let's do stars and wishes. We'll start with Mike.
Yeah, stars all around for just a really interesting session. Mark, the biker wizard guy that I got the spell from, he was pretty cool. Wouldn't mind encountering him again. Oh, and the also star to Heath for the whole, like, building the biomancer, the traveling biomancer lab thing, which is pretty cool, and getting another crab, like giant crab pet. What could possibly go wrong? Well, actually, you sunk experience points into it, so the answer is, like, nothing.
Well, I haven't yet, but now I have another sink.
Yep.
But like, hats off, superstars to Teal for the whole. Yes, take my essence out and plug it into this like robot body thing. Sure, what could possibly go wrong here? That was awesome. That whole scene was just amazing. I really, really enjoyed that. As for wishes for next time, yeah, I'm just curious. So like what more high weirdness we're going to encounter in this dungeon.
Cool. Heath.
Yeah, Big Stars just this really includes everybody too. I love that we all will spend an inordinate amount of time figuring out how to not attack a thing. And that includes Mark, because I feel like I could just see how, like, for some game masters, we could probably just be annoying as fuck when it's like, here's a wild animal, you basically just need to get out of your way. It's like, well, we're gonna try everything we can to not attack it and just fucking kill it. You just kill it and go through the room.
Probably
no, we're not gonna do it. And I just love that, like, all of us, and the same with I actually love how not far we got, because we're so meticulous about, like, every single thing we encounter. We got to examine it from every possible angle and figure out everything. And so, I just love that everyone has, like, the same sense of curiosity and wanting to explore things, not just being like, all right, well, fuck that, let's move on to the next room, see what's there, so that's just fun. Wishes, just I fixed my I had my sound settings wrong. That's why it's weird sounds popped up twice. I was like, what the hell's going on? I was like, oh, got my sound's all routed funky. Wishes, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about everything. I like it. It's just there's always so many possibilities. That's what's fun. It's like so many things to explore and do, and there's no shortage of interesting stuff to pursue.
Yeah. Awesome. Deal.
So I want to second what Heath said about not killing the hamster. And honestly, I was just ready to like, I guess we have to kill it. And then we started the discussion. I was like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. We should not kill it if we can avoid it. But we're not approaching the world as raiders trying to just do a quick smash and grab sort of thing. And that's such an interesting difference. I like treasure. Treasure's good. And
awesome.
And so this concept of, like, and to be honest, like, playing D&D, I did talk to things a lot, but this is a level beyond that. This is a level of caring for the other things that we encounter, and I really appreciate that. Stars to you for ruining my social life, Mark, because it's like, oh, I keep forgetting. Oh, that's just like now I have to think about, oh, anybody who's got any sort of magical awareness is going to be afraid of me for good reason. I'm like,
For a very
oh,
good reason. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay. Um, Also, you continually give me warning messages that I'm doomed. I appreciate that. We'll see how it goes. Um, I will say that if you want to tell me that I should stop,
Oh
I,
no, not at
okay,
all. No. And to be clear, like, I'm speaking through the characters in the world
yeah.
who may or may not know what they're talking about. So it's
In the normal context, I think they are all accurate. I think the question is, will this become a different context?
right.
And my impression is progress is being made in that direction just because the rebuilder is not like trained to snuff out the irritation at the moment.
Mhm.
Um, and I would say, yeah, stars to everybody. And stars to Phaedrid for accepting the dangerous love, which is really going to change how you interact with the world, I think.
It's coming mighty handy.
And then I do have one potential wish, and that is based on I think we are starting to develop not only a um, cooperative spirit in our group, but we are starting to create intertwined goals. And I think that's interesting because Adron and Modan are now going to interact in learning, not only learning biomancy, but also in what we try to work for.
Mhm.
And Adron would like to continue working with Phaedrid about improving Phaedrid's interaction with machine or whatever we are with certain consciousnesses. I don't because I think it's inadvertently you have entered the world of the sort of cyber being, and everyone wants to welcome you. So my wishes basically are if just to indicate to everybody that I would like to continue to pursue these sort of shared kinds of interactions because I think it's really interesting territory.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I had a great time this time. The yeah, doing a dungeon in this is really interesting. um, and I'm tickled as to how it's working out and how it's very different than like what a dungeon would look like in another system. So it's definitely with a different group. So it's been really cool. I think my only wish is yeah, let's just keep going down and seeing what's down there. You got a little bit to go. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Do we need to distribute experience?
Yes, 200 each, or one, two, let's do 250 each. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
250.
Anything else before we wrap it up?
I am going to be looking at trying to figure out my whatever is hallmark item, and so I may put experience points into that.
Cool.
Um,
Awesome. Sounds good. I'll stop the recording. Thanks to anyone who's listening. See y'all next time.